Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet. Before reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the Personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Krishnana Kriyate Bhagavati Adha Tanmannedhitam Uttamam. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 23 and 24. So there's a wonderful purport by Srila Prabhupada explaining the 9 limbs of Bhakti. So we covered the first 5 limbs till Archanam yesterday. And let's read from the next part, Vandanam. So I'm reading the purport from point number 6, Vandanam. All the prayers are a part of deity worship. They may be considered separately like the other items, such as hearing and chanting, and therefore separate statements are given herewith. The Lord has unlimited transcendental qualities and opulences, and one who feels influenced by the Lord's qualities in various activities offers prayers to the Lord. In this way, he becomes successful. In this connection, the following are some of the offenses to be avoided. A. To offer obeisance on one hand. B. To offer obeisance with one's body covered. C. To show one's back to the deity. D. To offer obeisance on the left side of the deity. E. To offer obeisance very near to the deity. Okay, so that's Vandanam, referring to prayers. And we have a lot of wonderful prayers in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in pretty much every canto. Prayers of Queen Kunti, prayers of Bhishma Dev, prayers of demigods, prayers of Lord Brahma, prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, which will come later, prayers of Dhruv Maharaj, prayers of Gajendra. Every canto has so many prayers. Prayers of the different presidents of different varshas of the Jambudvipa. Every canto has so many prayers. And ultimately, who is the Acharya? We discussed that point yesterday, that Akrura is referred to as the Acharya for prayers, or this limb of Bhakti, Vandanam. So whenever we offer obeisance, we are doing prayers also. In the deity worship also, the prayers are going on. Chanting is basically a prayer. So that's how we see how the limbs of Bhakti are all connected. While offering obeisance, we are offering prayers, and prayers are in multiple forms, multiple aspects. When recently I was hearing a lecture that prayer is not a lip service, it is a heart service. So speaking nice shlokas from the lips is very easy. It is nice, it will have some value, but more value will be there in what is going in the heart. what is a prayer, and that prayer may be just in simple words. One may not know any shlokas, that's fine. Like Dhruv Maharaj, who had a desire to glorify Krishna when he met the Supreme Lord, and then the Lord touched his transcendental conch shell, and then he spoke wonderful prayers. So prayer is not a lip service, it is a heart service. Same with chanting. Chanting is not a lip service because the best form of prayer, it is from the heart, or it should be from the heart. Then it will have a lot more meaning. We discussed the different levels of attentiveness. So the best is our body, mind and heart are tuned to that prayer. And it could be glorifying the different forms, name, form, qualities of the Lord. It could be sharing, or one is like Lal Samai. When will I Murai Abhilash Vilas Kunja Diyova? That's also prayer. When will I get a chance to serve Radha and Krishna? When will I get a chance to be at the lotus feet of the Lord? Lal Samai, spiritual desires. Other is like to out of humility and Sharanagati, when that I am very, very fallen. Mosama Patita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvani. I am the most fallen. Genuinely, from the heart, there is no sin which I have not committed. Bhakti Vinod Thakur speaking like that. These bhajans are also basically the emotions of the great acharyas coming in the form of prayer or bhajan, which have different aspects. As I said, it could be glorifying Krishna's name, form, qualities. It could be spiritual desires. It could be one's fallen situation. So one should not face the back towards the deity. It's something to keep in mind. Any other comments before we move on? Okay, let's read the Dasyam section. Would someone like to read who didn't read yesterday?
Yeah, I can read. So,
please.
Hare Krishna devotees. Section 7, Dasyam. There is the following statement in regard to assisting the Lord as a servant. After many, many thousands of births, when one comes to understand that he is an eternal servant of Krishna, one can deliver others from this universe. If one simply continues to think that he is an eternal servant of Krishna, even without performing any other process of devotional service, he can attain full success. For simply by this feeling, one can perform all 9 processes of devotional service. Shall I stop here?
Yes, let's discuss that piece, yes.
Yeah, please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Such a beautiful statement that Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishner Nityadas. This understanding is no joke. And understanding this from the heart, understanding, there's one aspect is theoretical understanding. But when one truly understands, means that everything is aligned with that. That means whatever actions one performs is for that one purpose, to please Krishna, because I am the servant, he is the master. And if one continues to think like that, he can attain full success, even without performing any other process. Basically, as we discuss again and again, even attaining success in one of the limbs of bhakti will take one to the highest destination. Because ultimately Dasya means to give up my will and to do Krishna's will. That's what Arjuna also showed. Arjuna in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita wanted to do his will, and he was confused and bewildered, lamentation, all that. But later he said, okay, I will do your will because you know better for me. So Dasya means you know better for me, or my spiritual master, O Lord, I will do what pleases you. and that is the perfection. Simply by this feeling one can perform all the 9 processes. So Dasyam, like the famous example is Hanuman. And Hanuman showed this. Again, will not go in the life of Hanuman because it's like we can talk about hours on the wonderful pastimes of Lord Hanuman. But one thing which is like common in all the episodes of Lord Hanuman's pastimes is that to serve the spiritual master, to serve Lord Ram or his associates like Mother Sita, Lakshmana, etc., he was willing to do anything. He was ready to become bigger than the biggest and smaller than the smallest. He was, it is said, impossible is the word in Fool's Dictionary. Hanuman showed that. Things which were impossible to do, crossing the ocean, getting the Sanjeevani booty in like few hours, all the way from the southern part to the northern part. Extraordinary feats he did. Smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest, completely humble. Hanuman, being a complete brahmachari, was searching for Mother Sita in the chambers, in the rooms of Ravana. Completely fixed in the Dasyam bhav. That I'm not doing this because I want to see different people in the night time. His focus was, it is a service. He constantly showing that how a true servant is. Always remembering the instruction of the master. Taking the instructions of the master as his life and soul. That's Lord Hanuman. That's true Dasyam. Any other comments? Anyone has questions?
Haribol Prabhu, Dandat Pranam.
Yes, please.
And, thank you, Prabhu. So I really like the word continuously. I felt it's very important. Apratihata, devotional service means it's continuously performed. Prabhupada said once, you are sometimes in Krishna consciousness. Mostly, you are in Maya. And that's the difference, is to serve continuously or think about the Lord continuously. Back to you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I don't know if I'm qualified to ask this question, but I have a confusion. It's probably a little technical because there are certain rasas that the devotee has with the Lord. So I've heard there is Shantam, Dasyam, then there is Sakyam, Valsalyam, and Atma and Madhuryam. Sorry. So out of these 5, it seems like the Acharyas does not recommend Dasyam and Shantam. They recommend only for the relationship with the Lord only Sakyam, Valsalyam, and Madhuryam. Do we know why that is?
So, you said Acharyas don't recommend Dasyam and
Yes, Sakyam. No, not Sakyam, sorry. Shantam. And Shantam is Prahlad Maharaj, and Dasyam is Hanuman. Sakyam is Arjuna. Yes, Vatsalyam is Yashodamai.
So, yes. Hiranyakashipu Samya Prabhu recently mentioned this in one of his class. And maybe this understanding needs a little more clarification. So it is not that it is like a product in a store. What do you want to choose? Oh, do you want to choose Dasyam, or do you want to choose Sakyam, or do you want to choose Vatsalyam? It's not like a product which we choose. Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. There is an eternal relationship of the Jiva with the Supreme Lord Krishna. So that's there. through the process of bhakti that will be unveiled at the right time. It's not that I choose, oh, I want to be a bird in the spiritual world. Oh, no, bird is this. I want to be a gopi. Oh, no, gopi, no. Oh, I want to be a Krishna Sakha. No, I want to be Krishna's flute. It's not like that. We don't choose like that. The eternal, it is like the example of magnet and the iron filings, which we discussed a few verses back. The magnetism is already there. The love for Krishna, the relationship with Krishna is there. We have to rekindle that. So it's not something that we choose. We have to revive that forgotten relationship. Forgetfulness of Krishna is leading to this suffering, and the process of bhakti will awaken that dormant relationship. And one is happy, because spiritual world means no envious. So the flute is not thinking I am better, the peacock is not thinking I am better, rather everyone is thinking that the other one is better. The gopis are thinking that the flutes are better, right? So everyone is thinking that the other one is better, because see how nicely they are serving Krishna. So everything is transcendental there, and everyone is fully happy to serve Krishna in a non-envious way. In a material context, it may seem, oh, I don't want to be just a grass particle in spiritual world. I think I take a better position. This is material understanding. I cannot be just a flower there. I need to have something better. So does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. May I please add something?
Yes.
Thank you,
please.
Prabhu. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm not qualified to speak on this topic like Shri is going through and other people, but this is just my simple something from my perspective of my level. So, Prabhu, we always speak about das, anudas. So, dasyam at our level also means we are serving devotees. We are not yet even qualified to serve Krishna. We are just serving devotees, Prabhu. And Vatsalya and the other relationships, they usually, I feel, tend to deal directly with Krishna. And second is, yes, Vatsalya rasa and those rasas are very prevalent in Vrindavan Dham. We also want to, Gaur-Nitai, when they came, most of the devotees, including all our acharyas and Prabhupada, they are in the dasya mood of dasya mood. So our acharyas, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they are in dasya mood. They are not in Vatsalya mood related to Lord Chaitanya and stuff like that. So that's why it's very important for us to first learn how to be humble and how to even serve the servant of the servant of the servant, Prabhu. And that's how much I am qualified to answer, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This is Bhadra. Danvat, everybody. As Mataji mentioned, the 4 out of 5, the 4 are the prominent in Golok Vrindavan. And in the Vaikuntha planets, the worship is all in reverence. So of course, everybody is a servant of the Lord. That is understood, and that is also even though the devotees who are in the higher rasas, they also know that they are the servant of the Lord. They have that mood is prominent in their worship. And then Krishna Yogamaya makes that prominent rasas develops and comes in the service of the Lord. You can see in the case of Mother Jashoda, she her prominent is Krishna, her son. So when he is opening the mouth and she's seeing the universes in his mouth, Krishna's mouth, then she is completely bewildered. Who am I? I'm dreaming. For that is Yoga Maya. But then to continue her rasa as a mother and as a son, again Yoga Maya works and she forgets it. So Dasya is always there, but these are the prominent rasa, that is the every individual have the relationship with the Lords, and that's all the prominent for them, and that's why they worship the Lord. So that's what it is. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, let's read the next piece, Sakhyam. Would someone like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I would like to read Dhanavad everyone. I'm reading text 25, page 237, Shakhyam. In regard to worshipping the Lord as a friend, the Agastya Samhita states that a devotee engaged in performing devotional service by Shravanam and Kirtanam sometimes wants to see the Lord personally, and for this purpose he resides in the temple. Elsewhere, there is this statement, O my Lord, Supreme Personality and Eternal Friend, although you are full of bliss and knowledge, you have become the friend of the residents of Vrindavana. How fortunate are these devotees! In this statement, the word friend is specifically used to indicate intense love. Friendship, therefore, is better than servitude. In the stage above Dasya Rasa, the devotee accepts the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a friend. This is not at all astonishing, for when a devotee is pure in heart, the opulence of his worship of the deity diminishes as spontaneous love for the personality of Godhead is manifested. In this regard, Sridhara Swami mentions Sridhama Vipro, who expressed to himself his feelings of obligation, thinking, life after life, may I be connected with Krishna in this friendly attitude? So here, Prabhupada is explaining about Sakya Rasa with Lord Krishna, which in the Krishna's pastime we see with this gopis, and also we know from Bhagavad Gita that Arjun also accepts Krishna as a friend, eternal friend, though he surrendered himself to Krishna as his guru, but still he is the Shakha of Krishna. And also here and at the end it says, I don't know Sridhara Swami, but I think Sridhama Vipro, he is not Sridhama, he is a Brahman Sridhama, and who expressed himself that he wants to become a friend life after life with Krishna. So please Prabhuji, correct me if I say anything wrong or thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. We have all seen wonderful, dramas or Little Krishna, or read in the Krishna book Krishna's wonderful exchanges with his friends, eating butter, stealing, playing, so many wonderful pastimes with his friends, and of course here with Arjuna also. But how can we relate to Krishna as friend? That Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the beginning of the purport of this chapter, this text. I will reread that. A sincere friend of Krishna, as a sincere friend of Krishna, one should preach this philosophy, requesting everyone to surrender unto Krishna. This is Prabhupada's purport in the beginning of the purport. So if we want to also, because a friend means to help the other one. What is Lord Chaitanya's mission? To share this message. Can he not do himself all alone? Certainly he can. But he is saying, well, I'm just one gardener. How far I can go and share these seeds of bhakti. So the Lord wants his children to get the credit. Like a father is happy to give the credit to the child. So as a father, as a friend, he's requesting you take this message and share. And that's the best form of friendship in this world. If we want to show our friendship towards the Lord, that means we take his instructions seriously and try to share as much as we can, through books, through prasadam, through holy name, through festivals, whatever best we can do. And we should not feel limited by this situation. If we have sincere desire, Krishna will arrange multiple ways. So we have to mold ourselves accordingly. And now these days we may not be able to physically go out and distribute books or distribute other things, but still we can do call with phone or Facebook or WhatsApp. So many things, Zoom and all these things are there. It's not that we have lost the communication or we are not talking to others. Certainly that's not the case. So in fact, this is time where people will be more receptive. So we call them, we ask them, hey, you would like some books, or can I send you some prasadam? And easy, shipping is easy actually. These days, at least in US, they are taking parcels from home. Already we have shipped books to multiple devotees, and we can send them some nice small card with a prayer. You and your family are safe, and these are maybe some nuts or dry prasadam. That's being a true friend also to the other living beings. True friend means one who helps the other person to get closer to Krishna. That's real friendship. Otherwise, what is the use of a so-called friend? Because externally, there are hardly any true friends. True friend means one who helps to grow in spiritual life. Otherwise, this world, everyone wants to pull the other person down. Externally, one may be congratulating, oh, congratulations for your promotion, but inside thinking, why I didn't get that. But Krishna is our real friend, and friendship with Krishna means helping Krishna. Now one may say, how can I help Krishna? Well, that's the point. He wants us to help him. Therefore he's requesting to share as much as we can. He'll be very happy. Any other comments or questions?
Yeah, Bhadra again. This is from the 10th Canto, 12th chapter, text 11, which is a famous verse. And Lord Brahma is in these prayers. And I'll just read the translation. Itham satam brahma sukha sukhanubhutya. And that's where he's saying that those who are engaged in self-realization, appreciating the Brahman effulgence of the Lord, and those engaged in devotional service, accepting Supreme Person of Godhead as Master, as well as those who are under the clutches of Maya, thinking the Lord is an ordinary person, cannot understand that certain exalted personalities, after accumulating volumes of pious activities, are now playing with the Lord in friendship as cowherd boys. So all these cowherd boys have accumulated so much pious activities, birth after birth after birth, exalted, and they are now the friends of Krishna. That's what it's saying. So that's the Sakya. Plus, thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. And one small comment. Krishna carried Sridama one time when Krishna and Balram parties played, and Balram's party won and Krishna's party lost. So their punishment is to carry. So Krishna chooses to carry Sridama. Back to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I think Bhaswati Mataji was asking Vipra. Vipra also means Brahmana. So he was from the Brahmana Kul. Okay, let's read the next one. Atma Nivedanam. Would someone like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yes, I can read.
Yes, please. Kirti Mataji.
Dandavat Pranam to everyone. We are discussing the 9th process of the devotional service, Atma Nivedanam. The word Atma Nivedanam refers to the stage at which one has no motive other than to serve the Lord, surrenders everything to the Lord, and perform his activity only to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotee is like a cow that is cared for by his master. When cared for by its master, a cow is not in anxiety over its maintenance. Such a cow is always devoted to its master, and it never acts independently, but only for the master's benefit. Some devotees therefore considers dedication of the body to the Lord to be Atma Nivedanam, and as stated in the book known as Bhakti Viveka, sometimes dedication of the soul to the Lord is called Atma Nivedanam. The best example of Atma Nivedanam are found in Bali Maharaja and Ambarisa Maharaja. Atma Nivedan is also sometimes found in the behavior of Rukminidevi at Dwaraka. Hare Krishna, Dandavat everyone. So in the 9th process, Prabhupada is asking us to do this, one of the most important service, which is called Atma Nivedanam. And as it's separate, like Atma and Nivedanam. So Atma is like a soul, and Nivedanam means it just doing appeal for Lord Krishna or Lord Hari that I have no other support now. I am surrendered unto you. Please help me. Just like Arjuna told to Krishna that I am the soul surrender unto you. Please guide me. I am your disciple and you are my master. So similar example Prabhupada is giving us here, that devotee is just like a cow and spiritual master is the Krishna. So when devotee or disciple ask help to his spiritual master, Lord help them to come to the bhakti. And Bhakti Vivek also is giving the same example, how to perform the devotional service in the Atma Nivedanam form. And I think we do have that bhajan also, Gopinath Mama Nivedana Suno Vishayi Durjana Sada Kamarata Mama Sada Kamarata Kichu Nahi Mora Guna. Means, hey Gopinath, please hear me. I have no support. I have no desire to serve you. I am just, involved in all the material things, and I have no way to do your devotional service. So please give me your mercy so I can do little progress to serve you. And Bali Maharaja example has given here, and we just recently read that in the previous chapter. So that was like a pure example. And that's what I get, Prabhu. You can add. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Giving oneself completely and not holding back anything. It's complete surrender. Sounds very easy, but very, very difficult. Because I think, oh, my job will help me. Oh, my family will help me. Oh, my bank balance will help me. Oh, my own strength will help me. But all these examples, Bali Maharaj, Ambrish Maharaj, Rukminidevi, Draupadi Devi, Kunti Maharani, so many other, Prahlad Maharaj, complete surrender, 100%. There was not a, completely akinchana, that Krishna, you are our only savior. I surrender my everything unto you, my body, my mind, my wealth, my bhakti, my family, my assets, because actually everything is yours only, but somehow I have put here my tag, my home, my car, this I have put iPhone, iCar, iPad, this, and actually everything is yours, but somehow that realizing that it belongs to Krishna and it is to be used in his service and everything, that's the example of these great souls. In fact, the word Balidan comes from Bali Maharaj actually. Balidan. The Dan which Bali Maharaj gave is extraordinary. So therefore this word came from there, Balidan. Giving oneself completely. Is it at one at loss? One may question like that. Will one lose something? No. The Lord became the Dwarpal of Bali Maharaj. In the Sutara Loka, we read that recently. The Lord came as unlimited sari when Draupadi gave up her everything, and Gajendra, the Lord came to protect him. Prahlad Maharaj, the Lord came to protect him always. So no one in the history, take any example, who has given himself or herself completely to the service of the Lord, nothing, Krishna takes care of him. That so many proofs are also there. So at least we can have these ideals, so one day we can try to follow in their footsteps. At least the goal should be high. Any other comments anyone has?
Just one small point. This is Bhadra. It's nice example about the cows. Cow here, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning. And he always mention when the cow is taken care by the master, and cow knows that master is not going to kill her. Cow is so happy and gives so much milk. And this is the example he used to always give of New Vrindavan. Because the cows are so peaceful, so happy, because they know that they are in the right hands. Taken care by the Krishna's devotees. So they would give so much milk. So this is a good example that cows also have that feelings and they think that way. They feel that way. Because they know they are taking, their master is going to take care of them. And Atma Nivedanam is the offering body, word and mind. When the devotee is taking sannyas, we read that before. We read the sannyas where he is offering everything, body, word and mind, everything to the Lord. Everything is Lord. Lord is taking care of them. That's the example. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, let's read one more verse. Would someone like to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I can read.
Please.
Thank you. Text number 25. Nisamaya tatsuto vacho Hiranyakashipu stada Guru putram uvachetem Rusha para pahut tadra. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jai. After hearing these words of devotional service from the mouth of his son Prahlada, Hiranyakashipu was extremely angry, his lips trembling. He spoke as follows to Sanda, the son of Guru Shukracharya. So Prabhuji nicely explained the Navavida Bhakti, how important and each one of these bhaktis is, and importantly Dasyam and Atma Nivedanam. So I still remember you once like BMW, body, mind and work. You have to give everything to the service of Lord Krishna. And here we can see that after telling all this, Prahlad, who is a 5 years old boy, explained very nicely to Hiranyakashipu, but due to his anger, his mind was, as we know that with anger we lose our intelligence. So Hiranyakashipu in the same way became very angry, and he started speaking to Sanda, who is a son of Shukracharya, his guru. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Really very interesting verse. And I would like to read text 21 so we can understand what has really happened. Because text 21, Narad Muni says that Hiranyakashipu seated Prahlad Maharaj on his lap and began to smell his head. With tears, with affectionate tears gliding down from his eyes, moistening this child's smiling face. So imagine the joy he had, the happiness, the affection Hiranyakashipu had when Prahlad Maharaj was sitting in his lap, because he was seeing his child after a long time. Very, very happy. Tears of joy were coming out. And now, what is his situation? Trembling lips, extreme anger. Why? Because he heard something which he didn't want to hear. He wanted to hear that Prahlad will tell how to rule, how to be diplomatic, how to be a good politician, how to be a good warrior. He told about Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam. So, and this is a classic example of a demoniac quality. Demoniac people, their mind changes very fast. Anything which is not aligned in what they feel, sudden anger. The same thing is seen in Kamsa. Kamsa, while Devaki and Vasudeva were getting married, Kamsa, out of so much brotherly love and affection, said, I will take your chariot. Imagine, he was ready to become a driver, chariot driver. He was the king, kind of. Very, very powerful. But suddenly when the celestial voice said that, oh fool Kamsa, that you are taking these, Vasudeva and Devaki, their son will be a cause of your death. And we all know that long story. But suddenly he was ready to kill his own sister. Extreme change. Here also we see extreme change from text 21 to this 25. Completely 180 degrees change. So that's a demoniac quality. Divine people are equipoised. Devotional quality, Krishna says that tam statikshva bharata, become tolerant, become equipoised. Not to become too happy in joyful situations and not to become too disturbed in the crest and the troughs of life. But Hiranyakashipu here, complete happiness to complete anger, lips are trembling. So this is a demoniac quality. We can learn that this is not a healthy quality, and the good quality is opposite, to be equipoised. Even sometimes things don't go as per our plan, things will not go. Most of the times they won't go. There would be, like this situation is one of them. The people who have lack of Krishna consciousness are much more disturbed. Everyone is little disturbed or some are, but why is it this happening? They are coming on streets revolting. Why don't you do this? Why don't because things won't happen as per our plan, because we are not God. We are a tiny insignificant soul. So we have to accept his plan and just do the best we can in that situation. Any other comments or questions? Anything before we stop for today? It's almost time. Okay, so tomorrow is the special day of Lord Nrsimha's appearance. So glad that we are reading this section and absorbing ourselves in the wonderful pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj, Nrsimhadev, Hiranyakashipu. Of course, this is a very big section. So this will continue for maybe next couple of weeks or maybe a month or two. But nonetheless, let's pray that we can absorb ourselves tomorrow more in the pastimes of Lord Nrsimha and Prahlad Maharaj. Okay, so we will stop here. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavind ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.